Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Shelly's Everyday Prepping Adventures. So I wanted to make a video, but I've been struggling with what to make a video about. I'm trying to stay positive in a world that I feel has gone completely insane. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what is going on. I don't know if any of you are aware because I haven't seen it in the news. I don't watch that much news, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it. I have a cousin that lives in Nebraska, Arapahoe, Nebraska, and she's been sharing a lot of photos on Facebook about the wildfires there. It's a very, very sad situation. They're near her home, and it's been going on for days and days and days. Now, we're talking about Nebraska. It's the Midwest. So the Midwest and the West are in a severe to moderate drought, and they have been now for a while. This is the time of year that they should be planting. One of the pictures that she shared was a picture of a farmer trying to plow his field in the foreground, and in the background, all you could see was this big cloud of smoke and fire. This is what the people in the Midwest are struggling with right now. And it concerns me. It breaks my heart for my family that's out there, for people I don't even know. It's gut-wrenching, to be honest. As a farmer here in Maryland, I just can't imagine the stress and the struggle that those out there are going through at this time. But it's going to greatly impact our food. But there's a list of things that's going to greatly impact our food. As you know, there are food processing plants all over the United States that have been, they've caught fire or they've blown up. A small plane flew into one of them. We are being attacked on all fronts. Now, I'm not saying that the wildfires are an attack of any kind. I mean, they could be, I don't know. But I do know that, wildfires do occur. Then I read recently that Biden is seeking to ban herbicides that farmers in the United States have used for over 50 years. These herbicides are needed. Whether you are against chemicals or not is not the point. The point here is the herbicides allow the farmers to grow more food. And in order, they grow more food and they can support more people. They can feed more people. So, that's going to be a big issue if that gets done. And again, as many of you probably know, Union Pacific is making it really difficult to get fertilizer out to the Midwest. So we have wildfires, we have food processing plants being burnt and attacked, and now we have Union Pacific saying, sorry, we're not shipping the fertilizer. So it's spring, it's April. This is when farmers are getting ready. As a matter of fact, my father is out in the fields today, getting ready, plowing, getting his tractors ready. We are grain farmers. We used to be dairy farmers. In 2012, we got rid of the cows and we switched over to grain farming. It's been a rough road, I'm not going to lie. But it's spring, so it's time for farmers to be putting fertilizer on their fields and planting. And Union Pacific says, no, sorry, we're not going to haul the fertilizer on our trains. Then the FBI comes out and warns of cyber attacks. So it's difficult sometimes to stay positive in a world where all these things are bombarding us constantly. Sometimes I think I'm just going to shut down. I don't want to know anything. And then the bigger part of me says, I need to know. I need to know so that I can be prepared for what's coming. And from what I can see, it's going to be a global famine. I heard that, I can't remember who it was, but somebody in the government that has to do with agriculture was on Fox News with Maria Bartiromo, I do believe, said that we're going to have a global famine. That's a heavy thought, a heavy thought. What are you doing to prepare for that? Have you considered what you can do to protect yourself and your family for the things that are coming? All these things add up. All these things that I pointed out can be looked up. I'm not making it up. It's a serious time that we're living in. It's a sad time that we're living in. Again, I apologize. I'm not trying to be a downer, but I'm just trying to be realistic. I want to keep it real, and I need for people to understand the situation that we're in right now. It's dire. I go to the grocery store, I see things missing on shelves here and there. It's not terrible, but if we'd have seen that before 2020, we would be like, what's going on? Ever since 2020, it's been like, well, that's the way it is. It's kind of become the new normal. I'll give an example of before 2020. I would go to pick up peanut butter at my local Walmart. And the peanut butter aisle, the peanut butter stretched. I know you know how long some of these Walmart aisles are. So the peanut butter stretched 3/4 of an aisle. It took up that much space. I watched it shrink and shrink and shrink. And now the peanut butter aisle is 1/10 of what it was. It's just a small space. So I see this stuff and I'm aware of it, but some people just don't see it. Peanut butter may not be important to you, but it's just the fact that this aisle went from taking up 3/4 of the length of the aisle to 1/10 of the aisle over a matter of a couple of years. Now, some may think that, I'm being silly, but I don't think so. I think that this is designed. I think they want us to get used to this. I think that, and I think a lot of people are not seeing it. I walk through Walmart and people are just going about their day and it's normal to them. But then I see other people that are like, wait a minute, what is going on? We need to pay attention. We need to pay attention and we need to plan for what's coming. Real quick, I want to go over dehydrating. So I love to dehydrate. Dehydration has been around for centuries. It's something that's been done for centuries. It extends the life of your food. Now, how it's done is, and I'm sure that you understand this, you dry the food at a very low temperature so that it's not cooked, but the moisture is removed. And once the moisture is removed, it becomes shelf stable and it can last for a good long time if stored properly. Many of you want to know, does the food remain the same? I've had people ask me that question. Well, honestly, the texture and the taste might change a little bit, but the value of the nutrients in it remain the same. So one of the great things about dehydration is you can store more. It shrinks the food down and you can store more. It gives you more room in your pantry for stuff that you need. Food with a higher water content like vegetables and fruits are reduced in volume, but they are still enriched with the nutrients. So I just said that. So you're going to keep the nutrients. Even small amounts of dehydrated foods are sufficient to meet your caloric needs. So, for example, if you take a cup of peas that are right out of the can, 1 cup, but you take a cup of dried peas, really that's almost 3 times you know, you would only need probably a quarter of a cup or a third of a cup of the dried peas to make a cup of the rehydrated peas. We're going to talk about rehydration in another video. This so it's done at extremely low temperatures that prevent cooking but promote the release of moisture from the foods. You can dehydrate just about anything. If you're dehydrating fruits and you want to keep their color, you can put lemon juice on them to help preserve the color. Otherwise, they turn a darker color, which isn't, the color doesn't really matter unless it's an issue for you. So I've been doing a lot of dehydrating. I now have 3 dehydrators. I did dehydrate some cauliflower and broccoli. I had to cut it up a little better. Now, I use the frozen vegetables. I go to the $1.25 store, as Hippie Chick calls it. And it is the $1.25 store, so that's the real reality of it. But I go there, and I also go to Walmart. Walmart had corn, green beans, mixed vegetables, peas and carrots, 77 cents a bag. So I picked up a bunch of those. They didn't have the onions and pepper mix that I like to dehydrate. So I have to go to the $1.25 tree to get that. They have that. So I pick up that stuff and I dehydrate it so that I can have that on my shelf. I've used it. It works great. The texture is a little different. I'm not going to lie. It's a little different, but it still tastes delicious. It still works perfectly well. And I don't take up space in my freezer. Yesterday I went through, I have 2 chest freezers. They're both small. And I have 2 refrigerator freezers. So I went down into my basement and got into my chest freezer down there, and I started going through stuff, and I found some zucchini and some more corn and a couple other things. I can't remember off the top of my head. And I pulled them out to dehydrate them. I need the room. I need the room for meat. Right now, to me, meat is more important because of the stuff going on with the chickens and the price of beef and the price of everything is going crazy. So I've been trying to store up enough meat to get us through. Now it's just me and my husband and the dogs here, but I am doing a little extra to help out my daughter and her husband and their 3 kids. I can't imagine not having enough to help them out, and well, I just can't imagine. So I'm doing everything in my power to help those that I love. I've talked to everyone. My parents are prepping. My one sister is prepping. The other 2 I'm not real sure about. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I don't mean to be a downer, but I wanted to talk a little bit about, I wanted to bring to light the Nebraska wildfires and the attack on our food, and want to talk about the dehydrating. So I did all of that, and I hope that you'll consider dehydrating. There's different ways of dehydrating. There's sun drying. Hippie Chick has done a video where she has a drying bag that she hung by her wood stove, and she dried out onions. You need to check that out. I'm going to try to put the link in the description for you. And then there's dehydrators. Now I have 3 different dehydrators. I have 2 that do not have any kind of temperature control or anything on them. They just turn on. You just put the stuff in there and you plug them in and turn them on. There's no adjusting. Now, I didn't do a video yet, but I will. On my Beast, I have a Beast of a dehydrator. It's got 10 trays, 15 by 15. And I tried it yesterday, and there is apparently a learning curve to using it. You can set the temperature and the time, and I didn't get it right. So I'm going to work on that, and then I'm going to share that with you guys and let you know how it works out. Okay, well, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is Shelly's Everyday Prepping Adventures. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you can be aware of more videos coming your way. Thank you, and have a blessed day.